It's that day. It's that day where you wake up kind of in a jumbled energy. And, my alarm goes off. I get dressed in the dark to go to the gym. That's, I do the same thing every day as part of my ritual for sure. And I show up at the gym and I'm wearing two different colored sneakers. And I laugh for like 5 minutes at that. And then during the workout, somehow I scrape my finger during plank and smash my nail off, like to an uncomfortable degree, break my nail like where it hurts. So now I'm like, okay, it's that day. It's that day. All good. So that means I need to slow down and I need to sit in it, because I used to try to muscle through it. And what happens for me is that it starts to swirl faster and faster and faster. So you already having that edge is going to lead to either a careless mistake or just somewhere where you're not paying attention. And that used to be me, because I used to be like, well, I'm just not a detail person. I would let myself get away with that ridiculous excuse. Okay, I know that you understand, like, you like conceptual things. Like, that is my nature is that, like, let's talk philosophy all day. Don't make me have to dig down into like the really day-to-day um things that are so important. Details are like I am finding, and I am falling in love with the idea that every detail treated with beauty becomes a thing of beauty on its own. And it comes back to that adage that I really love, is the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Um, However, sometimes the universe seems to be like it's conspiring against you, where there's a headwind, or you can't get centered, or like you can't get your shit together, or you leave that thing at home. And there is definitely a reflection of that in the world right now. There's a lot of swirling confusion. So it's very easy to have that affect you if you're already somehow internally like off your axis a little bit. And so there's what I absolutely offer is a phrase that my son gave me that I adore, which is slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Meaning that when you produce something that you know is like beautiful, even if it took a little more time to get it there, the like the effect of not having to do things twice, or paying attention when you reread something before you send it, especially if it's that day where you're coming in a little bit like not an arrow, right? I'm definitely a vaporous cloud today, and it doesn't even feel bad. I just know that this usually is a marker of me like ditzing out, and I don't need to combat that. I just need to make sure that that doesn't control me, because a little bit of uh like ethereal fairy like energy is good. I tend to be on the very intense side. So a little bit of lightness, a little bit of softness is great for everyone, man and woman alike. Um, but don't let it take you away. Don't float off with it. Stay grounded. Stay here. It's braver to stay here than to allow yourself to just go off in the ethers. It's the analogy I make is, a guru on the mountaintop has the luxury of being on a mountaintop. There's no distractions, there's no dishes to do, there's no like homework to get together, there's no, a million tasks to get done during the day. Like, I think that living in a monastery sounds amazing, because all you have to do is really focus, meditate, love God. Not that there is not service there too, but what being able to do that and be in the world, that's really a beautiful practice. So, congratulations if you're managing that. And then if you're having that swirly day, you could swirl a little. Just go smooth. Just go slow to be smooth, to be fast. So that is the energy that is certainly coming up for me today. I invite you to see, if you're not having one of those sharp as attack days, give yourself a little grace. Give yourself some guidelines. Make 1,000 checklists so something doesn't go off halfway, especially on a day like today. And so that is what has come up and over me today. and I will see you tomorrow.